All right, ladies and gentlemen, they say strength comes in many forms, and our next speakers embody it in the truest sense. Um, our next speakers, both are Paralympians who have shown the world that physical challenges can never limit the power of human potential. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Deepa Malik and her amazing daughter Devika. Thank you, Devika and Deepa, for joining us. Let me quickly tell you a little bit of the backstory. Dr. Deepa was diagnosed with spinal tumors at the age of 5. She regained her mobility by the age of 9 with a lot of work, working on it tremendously. But then, just as life looked up in a different way, where she is a very, very adventurous person. She did everything that life would allow. She figured at a certain age, at about 29, that the tumors were back. And so she became paralyzed chest down, and that includes a lot of internal organs not working as well. Now, despite this, ladies and gentlemen, she set 4 Limca world records in adventure sports and became India's first Paralympic medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is not even the beginning of what she does or who she is. It is fantastic. I also would like you to meet her daughter, Devika. She has overcome childhood hemiplegia and is an international para-athlete. Her story also begins where I believe that at the age of about 1.5, she met with an accident. As a result, it left her paralyzed on one side. And so Deepa was dealing with, or they were both dealing with this at the same time. And yet, together, they are the world's only mother-daughter duo to win international parasports medals, ladies and gentlemen. And here they are, all fabulous. Deepa, Devika, thank you for being part of InspireX. Even looking at you is inspiring. I'm not sure where to start with you, but let's start with what we called the last walk, right? Yeah. What went through your mind? This is the second time. Yes. Take us through that period, just a little before that, Devika's journey, your journey, and suddenly re-realizing that it's back and I may never, get out of the wheelchair again. And how did you deal with that?
I think at that point of time, the choice was between living, being alive, and dying. So sitting on a wheelchair seemed a reasonable bargain. But of course, when the doctors said that the tumors are sitting right inside the spinal cord, and this will damage the spinal cord. And they were preparing me for the surgery. And like you said, the last walk. Incidentally, that was also the year that I had walked the ramp and won a beauty contest. I had become a Navy queen, and I was being applauded for my body. Oh my God, she's mother of 2. Look at her, she's winning a crown in the beauty ramp and all that. And just when the doctors said that either I'd die because of the tumors, at a time when my husband was at the Kargil war, because this was the year of 1999, but if she lives, she will live with a chest below paralysis where her bladder and bowel will also be compromised. I will not have a control on my urine, my bowel movement. I won't have torso balance. I will have numbness below the chest level. My blood circulation is not going to be normal. My body is going to have a lot of spasm and spasticity. There will be many stitches between the spinal column. And when people heard this, while internally I was celebrating that, yes, I do not know if my husband will be alive in the battlefield, because every day we were getting a news from the Kargil sector. The same hospital I was admitted in was getting war casualties. And I was leaning on that little spark of, or that faith of being alive after the surgery, because I did not want my daughters to be without a parent. Husband was already in a place of war. If I died, then there'll be nobody, especially when Devika was already under treatment. That last walk was a walk of gratitude to the Almighty for devising a treatment where I was going to look at a hope. That last walk was about celebrating the 23 years that I walked. I think that walk made me choose life over death. And I think that walk also said, कदमों को रुकना मंजूर न था, राहें और भी तो हैं. कदमों को रुकना मंजूर न था, राहें और भी तो है. तय तो करना है तो क्यों ना हंसकर, जिंदगी एक सफर ही तो है.
वाह.
Choice is ours. I choose to make it English वाला सफर या हिंदी वाला सुहाना सफर. And I'm glad I chose the positive side of it.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Devika, can you throw some light on this period of life at this point? Because you were a child, and I can imagine what mom was going through. On the one hand, you know, a relapse, and at the same time, to see that her daughter met with an accident, and both of you are going through the same thing. Can you throw some color on this?
So coincidentally, like you said in the beginning, that my mother also went through a bout of illness in her childhood. And she always says this, that inadvertently the Almighty had prepared her, looking at how her parents dealt with that and how they raised her through that illness and overcoming it. So similarly, mom was very involved in ensuring that I went through a lot of occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and also that I kept my self-esteem high by not trying to shy away and hide my disability. So when I was in school, she ensured that I took part in debate competitions, drama, whatever I could do where my physical limitation was not a concern. Of course, so she had, I'm sure, all of that on her mind when she was going through her surgery as well, that, oh, I have a daughter who also is undergoing treatment.
Same thing.
But people always ask me, what was it like for you? For us, all I remember is that we used to visit her in the hospital and, you know, collect those feast sticks, because when I was an 8-year-old, there was a chocolate bar and you could collect sticks. And if you have a speaker on one stick and a music system on another, you could post it and enter a lucky draw. So those are my
This is
memories.
before social media, obviously. They did.
So those are my memories. I used to visit her in the hospital, visit the cafeteria, have ice cream there, because that is the kind of positive environment that was created for us at home. And that kind of outlook was created for us at home, that she's going for treatment and then she'll come back. There was no melodrama around it. There was no, scare and fear installed in us. And then I remember the first time after her surgery, when she was bedridden and then she went through basic rehab, the first time when she could come back to my school, I was, this was the parent-teacher meeting after my 4th standard final exams. And I was most excited about the fact that I had come first in class. You know, and she could come on her wheelchair to collect that report card and hear all the positive things that my teachers had to say. And then when I grew up and I look back at it, a lot of, you know, interviewers and media people asked, did that not feel awkward to you that, you know, your mother was coming to school on a wheelchair and you also had difficulty walking? But our family was never groomed that way, and I think all of that credit goes to her and her upbringing, that we never looked at it that way. We always looked at the ability. We always looked at what is now possible to do in this situation.
And that is why today you're on the stage, both you ladies, because it's very rare that people look at something that looks in the eyes of the world as something negative and say, इसको हम फूल बना सकते हैं, इसके बाहर चमन खिलेंगे. And you guys did exactly that.
I think, Malishka, the white crisp shirt that we are wearing, we both have earned individually for our own merits.
Absolutely.
We are not twinning for the fashion
They're not
sense.
twinning, yes. And we must speak about this journey, you know, the Paralympian journey. How did you thought of not just managing your health conditions? It was not just that. You're like, मैं इसके आगे करूँ, मैं इसको अपने रास्ते की अड़चन नहीं बनने दूंगी. I'm going to go and conquer medals. I'm going to do it for India. ये thought कैसे? How did you go about this, both of you?
I think I was always grown up because I'm an army kid and I've been brought up in army atmosphere. I've become a person of solution finding.
Yeah.
That if this is the situation, let's not harp about the problem, let's switch to the solution mode. And I think solution mode is more about adaptability, accepting the change. And I'm really grateful to my parents and the army life, because you keep moving every 2 years as a child, you make new friends, you are adapting to new circumstances. This whole being able to adapt to a situation helped me think of solutions. And in those solutions, I found my purpose because I was being accused. However, hearing Devika, you realize that internally within our family, we were working emotionally, psychology, physically,
Ji.
working on betterment in this situation. Her left side, not able to stand. I mean, she's far better now. And me, again, even passing urine and passing stool is a process. It's a method.
Yeah.
And it has to be followed. But yet we were doing well. And still people were, I think, limited and more handicapped in their mindsets when they were limiting me by saying, oh my God, she's a source of sorrow, she is a liability, she's a financial liability, घर के खर्चे बढ़ गए, ये तो कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी, ये बच्चे कैसे पालेगी, माँ भी अपंग, बेटी भी अपंग. So I kind of realized that I have to be that role model mother for my daughters where they can emulate and be confident. And in that, I found my purpose. And purpose was jumping into river Yamuna, crossing it against the current, because it was this body that I was being accused for.
Amazing.
And or fighting for 19 months for adaptive policies for the Motor Vehicle Act. Then driving across 9 high altitude passes.
Wow.
And slowly, I also learnt about sports. And when I played sports, and when you wear this Indian blazer
Ji.
with tricolors here and India written on the back, when you win a medal, you do not stand up for the national anthem. 140 crores Indians stand up when you win the medal in the national anthem. You do. So, suddenly you are not a crippled Deepa. You are an international para-athlete, gold medalist, a Padma Shri, a Khel Ratna, a Arjuna awardee.
yes.
So, you create an identity not just for yourself. And this purpose, I think, also made me fight for the policies for the disability sports. So this became more than our journey. It became larger than our this thing. बहुतों ने कहा मलिश्का कि माँ की बीमारी बेटी को लग गई, माँ की बीमारी बेटी को लग गई. ये माँ भी. I got tumors. She had an accident. It's not correlated. It is not genetic. By putting that on us, you are even creating havoc in my younger daughter's life. कल को उसकी शादी होनी है, लोग बोलेंगे तो खानदानी बीमारी लिए चले हुए हैं. You know how people stereotypically think. But I said ये बीमारी मेरे हौसले की, मेरी पॉजिटिविटी की, देश के लिए कुछ कर गुजरने की. ठीक है उसका बायां हाथ दाएं हाथ से छोटा है, उसके इरादे छोटे नहीं हैं. ठीक है उसके पाँव में लचक है, उसके हौसलों में लचक नहीं है. और ये मेरी बीमारी उसे लगी है. And I'm really happy. She's Forbes 30 under 30.
Yes, she
She
is.
is a president awardee. She is a Commonwealth Youth Council head representing India and 54 countries at the United Nations. She runs a NGO. I mean, she
And
is a
you're a
national
proud
record holder, Khelo India gold medalist, the oldest track runner at the Asian Para Games.
Amazing.
I mean, लगी
Devika.
मेरी बीमारी उसे.
I mean, the host should, and I'm not crying, you're crying, I'm sorry. I want to ask you one final question before we let you go. And this is related to the amazing new things you said as a mother about her. But the two of you together are making a difference, you know, so many things. You're giving back to society. Devika travels to villages, to different towns to help people. Can you throw some color on what you do there
I
and
think
how?
Wheeling Happiness was more because anybody who saw me on the wheelchair said, "Arey, bichari, theek ho jayegi," and all. I said, "Listen, I'm happy. This is lifestyle for me." And for the wheels, everybody would say wheelchair bound. I said, "This is wheels are mobility. I mean, wheels give you momentum." So often people asked, and Devika would wheel me around and we would go for sports together. And people would say, "Hi, बीमार हैं क्या?" I said, "हाँ, बीमारी है, खुश रहने की." So from there, she got this whole concept of Wheeling Happiness. I think she should talk more about it, that giving back to the society.
Yes.
I think that I learned from the younger generation.
Tell us one way that this happens, Devika.
I think when we started this session, you were talking about legacy. So if I can even live up to 5% of everything that mom has achieved, not just for herself, but for changing the lives and the infrastructure for the entire community of people with disabilities in the country, then I think that is a legacy, a living legacy that I would like to claim. But with Wheeling Happiness, it's not just like we talked about our sports journeys, how going to different sports facilities with her and watching her train inspired me and made me think that I can also do this, and I took up some sports. Similarly, watching her do what she does has inspired a lot of women to come forward and think about sports as a career choice as a person with disability. And with the foundation, we facilitate that. We facilitate the dreams of people with disabilities, not just in sport. It can be fashion, it can be education. But looking at her as a role model, people dare to dream those dreams.
Yes.
And then with the foundation, we facilitate those dreams to ensure that we can make that path easier for them. So you were talking about her becoming the first woman to win a Paralympic medal. That was just 2016. And just in 8 short years, because people have that representation, that role model to look up to, we have now, earlier when mom used to compete internationally, maybe there were 2 women in the team, maximum 3 women in the team. Now we have in international tournaments, at least 40% of the contingent is women. 8 years, the women participation in parasport has increased by 300%. And the one medal which she won in Rio at the Paralympics, after that we've had only 2 editions of the Paralympics and 14 medals have been claimed by women.
Amazing.
So this is the legacy that she has, I think initially unknowingly, but now very much decisively created for herself. And through the foundation, it is my endeavor to carry that work forward and enable as many people with disabilities and make as many people aware about the capabilities of people with disabilities as we can.
More power to you, Deepa. Devika, thank you so much for coming to InspireX and inspiring our people. I cannot tell you how fabulous it has been to have you. Ladies and gentlemen,
She
please.
did not ask me a finance question.
I will.
मतलब खिलाड़ी
We've
अनाड़ी
got-
होते हैं.
No. We've got 24 seconds. But tell me quickly,
No.
what is your attitude
No.
towards money?
I think one should earn enough to be able to give back. Your earning is really, and I very strongly feel that every woman should know about her finances, like you said.
Yes.
Because I learned it the hard way.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We've learned everything and more. Thank you, Deepa. Thank you, Devika. It has been so fabulous to have you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.